Have you ever wondered how a robot knows what to do? Maybe you've asked Siri on your iPhone for the weather forecast or turned on the lights in your house with Alexa. Or maybe you're replaying a video game and seen how cool it is when the character reacts to your moves. These are all examples of artificial intelligence or AI, which is a fancy way of saying that these machines think for themselves. In this video, I'm going to teach you how AI works. So let's get started. What is a computer brain? First off, let me tell you something. Computers don't actually have brains. They have processors. A processor is basically a little box with lots of buttons inside of it. Your brain has neurons, which is kind of like a button that sends signals to the rest of your body. Your neurons also allow you to feel things like happiness, sadness, hunger, and love. You could say that a computer's processor is its brain, but really, it's more like a calculator. And instead of neurons, it has millions and billions of transistors. Transistors are tiny switches that can be turned either on or off, represented by the numbers 1 or 0. Basically, everything your phone does is because its transistors are switching on and off really fast. It's like if every time I said a word, I could only say either 1 or 0. That's not very fun. But computers can do some really cool stuff using just ones and zeros. 3. How do computers learn? So now that we know that computers don't have brains, how do they work? Well, deep down inside their processors, they're just following instructions. And those instructions are written by people like you and me. Let me give you an example. Let's say I want to bake a chocolate cake. First, I need to find a recipe. Then I need to read the recipe and follow each step one at a time. This is just like a computer program. A program is a set of steps that tells a computer what to do and when to do it. In the case of baking a cake, the recipe is the program and you are the computer. Each step in the recipe is like a line of code, a little instruction that tells the computer what to do next. Computers are great at following instructions. They can do math really fast, and they never get tired. However, they can only do what humans tell them to do. This means that someone needs to write a program for everything that a computer does. Imagine trying to write a program that teaches a computer how to tie its shoes. That would take a long time and a lot of effort. There has to be an easier way, right? Well, believe it or not, there is. That's where algorithms come in. An algorithm is kind of like a recipe for solving a problem. For example, you could write an algorithm that allows a computer to play a video. Here's how it might look. Step 1, click the play button. Step 2, wait 5 seconds. Step 3, increase the volume. Step 4, go to step 1. Now, if we feed this algorithm to a computer, it can follow the steps and figure out how to make the video louder. 4. What is artificial intelligence? So now let's talk about artificial intelligence or AI. Teaching a computer to think for itself is not easy. They don't have brains, so they need help from humans to learn. Some clever programmers have found a way to trick computers into learning on their own. They show the computer many examples of something and then ask it to identify a pattern. Then they check the computer's answer and see if it's correct. If it's wrong, they give the computer a little nudge in the right direction. Eventually, the computer learns the pattern all by itself. It's like when you're learning a new language and someone helps you practice speaking. We can teach computers to do amazing things this way. For example, researchers at Google taught computers to recognize cats in pictures. All they did was show the computer thousands of pictures of cats and dogs and told it to find the differences. At first, the computer had no idea what a cat was, but after looking at so many pictures, it eventually learned. Now, when you upload a picture of your fluffy friend to social media, the computer quickly recognizes that it's a cat and suggests that you share it with your friends. Pretty cool, right? 5. Robots and thinking. Now, let's talk about robots. Robots are really cool because they can do stuff in the real world. For example, you might have a robot vacuum cleaner that roams around your house cleaning the floor. But how does the robot know where the walls are? Well, it uses sensors and AI to learn. Sensors are like little eyes and ears that collect information about the environment. With its sensors, the robot can see where the walls are and avoid running into them. Teaching robots to navigate their surroundings is an important part of AI. It is hard to imagine how complicated it must be for a robot to walk through a crowded mall without knocking over any shoppers. But with enough practice and machine learning, anything is possible. Speaking of robots, here's a fun fact. Did you know that in Japan there's a robot that serves coffee to customers? That's pretty cool. But I bet it took a lot of programming to teach the robot how to pour the perfect cup of joe. And you thought your morning coffee was complicated. 6. Can computers think like humans? Now let's ask ourselves, can computers really think like us? Well, the answer is yes and no. Computers are super fast at solving math problems and can even beat grandmasters at chess, but they don't have feelings. They don't get excited when they win a game or sad when they lose, and they don't enjoy eating ice cream on a summer day. Basically, computers don't understand the world the way we do. They're good at recognizing patterns and making decisions based on those patterns, but they don't really know what those patterns mean. For example, if you play a game against a computer, it might be able to beat you every time. But that's only because it's good at recognizing patterns. It doesn't really know what fun is. So while computers are super smart, they're not quite on the same level as humans yet. 7. Good things AI can do. Despite their limitations, AI can do some really good things. For example, AI can help doctors find diseases earlier, help cars drive safely, translate languages, and even recommend fun videos on YouTube Kids. That's right! When you search for fun science videos, AI helps recommend them to you. So thanks to AI, you and I can learn about the world and have fun at the same time. 8 are limitations and challenges. But AI isn't perfect. Sometimes it makes mistakes. For example, in 2019, a self-driving car from Uber crashed because its AI couldn't recognize a bicycle. This was a serious accident that injured 4 people. That's why it's important to keep working on improving AI so it becomes safer and more reliable. Also, AI can only do what humans teach it to do. It can't be creative like us. It can't imagine new things or come up with innovative solutions to problems. That's because AI is just a bunch of math equations and algorithms. It doesn't have a soul or a heart. Now, don't get me wrong. AI is really cool and has the potential to change the world for the better. But it's important to remember that humans are still the real thinkers. We have creativity, imagination, and feelings. Those are things that AI can't replicate. Not yet anyway. The future of AI and robots. So let's end this video on a positive note. What do you think the future will be like? Will robots take over the world, or will humans and robots live together in harmony? I like to think that we'll have friendly robot assistants that help us with everyday tasks. I can also help kids learn by providing personalized lessons and activities. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll even have robots exploring Mars. It's up to us to decide what the future will be like. 10 at conclusion. So now let's wrap up this video. Computers don't really think. They process information really fast, and artificial intelligence makes them seem smart. But humans are the real thinkers because we have creativity, imagination, and feelings. I hope you enjoyed learning about artificial intelligence. It's an amazing technology that has the potential to change our lives in big ways. But it's important to remember that computers are just machines. It is up to us humans to use our creativity and intelligence to make the world a better place. So what do you think? If you had a robot friend, what would you teach it to do? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.